A few months ago, I published this episode where I talked about the results of my research involving the storage of castor oil in plastic containers. And that specifically talked about the manufacturing process where castor oil is processed and extracted using big machines and how they end up in the bottles that we see in shelves. And I always try to dig deeper when there's a question about it. And I had this question from Claire, so thank you so much because you have actually opened this avenue for this research. What is the scientific proof that putting the oil in plastic containers lowers the quality of the oil? Because the oil is good in its pure essence. You know, we have all those qualifications. And of course, now the quality of the oil is degraded. Is there proof? And that triggered me to go like, you know what? I gotta look into this. So this one is really exciting because I have aha moments and I want to share these aha moments with you because we don't just want to talk about the advantages of castor oil. We also want to talk about the disadvantages, the dangers, and I have another video about that because as content creators, I feel that we are responsible to give you the correct information because I value the trust you have in us. When we see things that are viral and people are saying, yes, it's good, why is it good? Before I even talk about why is it good, I have to try it myself. Fortunately, my skin is not very sensitive to whatever chemicals or allergens. So I'm a little bit braver to test this on my skin. But as I always mention, when you want to test things, you have to always try it first on your inner wrist. So you're not really putting your face in front of the testing process, right? And then if it works, try it behind your ears. And then that's when you try it on your face. Okay, so here we go. As everyone talks about, there are 4 main qualities that a good castor oil must have. It should be hexane-free. It should be pure and organic. It should be cold-pressed. And it should be stored in a glass amber bottle. But I would add storage. Because once you have the oil, it matters how you store it. You can't store it where there's light, where it's cold, where there's mist, because again, storage will affect the quality of your oil. So in this video, I am disclosing the results of my research that backs up the dangers of using castor oil that is stored in plastic. Don't go away. Get your notes. Get your favorite snack, your drink, because we're going to dig deep. We're going to dive. And I'm happy to dive into this with you. Welcome everyone to my channel. My name is Jackie D. If this is your first time, my goal is to help you find your better version. Whatever it is that you do, in whatever way that gives you your self-esteem and confidence, I cheer you on there. Whether it's health, makeup, beauty, fashion, dressing up, hairstyle, anything that gives you that boost in your self-confidence. I'm here to remind you that yes, you can. And yes, you can become better every day, regardless of age. So first, I want to establish why glass is better than plastic when it comes to storing your castor oil. Glass is generally better than plastic for storing castor oil because of its non-reactive property. And it won't affect the oil's chemical composition. Oh my gosh, take note of these words because we're going to talk about them. Plastic can react with oils, especially when exposed to heat or light, which can break down the oil's therapeutic properties. So right there, we are already seeing that when it comes in contact with plastic, castor oil's therapeutic properties now start to suffer. They say that there is a type of plastic that is safe to use with castor oil because they are resistant to castor oil. But see, do we even have time to look at, okay, what kind of plastic is this? Let's look for some plastic container. Like this one. This is plastic. This is my favorite sunblock. Plugging. Do we even have the time to say, like, what kind of plastic is this? Like, no, like, right? We just read the label. We look at the active ingredients. We look at the contraindications. We don't have time to analyze what kind of plastic this is, right? So we rely on people who talk about it. We rely on dermatologists, just as I know you rely on what I'm telling you. And I know that you trust me with my content. It's a huge responsibility that I take very, very seriously when I talk about my stuff. Reddit says that since the oil is natural, castor oil can break down the plastic particles and absorb them. So in effect, once these chemicals are broken down, we are now applying those chemicals literally in our skin. So we're talking about a lot of things. Breaking down of chemicals. What are these chemicals? What happens during the breakdown? What is leaching? Because this is a property of plastic. Are you getting excited about this? I'm going to talk about a lot of things, and I want this to be a really, really useful video for you. First question. How does natural oil like castor oil break down plastic? How even? I'm putting all the links to my references in the description below so that during your free time you can read further. I'm going to talk about Kimekopak. Kimekopak provides both in-stock and branding eco-friendly products and packaging solutions across North America. Its mission is to provide stress-free solutions that benefit the environment and enhance the health and happiness of their customers and owners. So according to Kimekopak, the choice of using plastic as a storage container for the oil has raised concerns about potential risks. So where's the danger? What's leaching? Leaching from plastic is a process by which chemicals from plastic are released into the environment. These chemicals can come from additives used to make plastic stronger, more colorful. So there's the benefit, but these are the side effects, and our skin is at risk when it comes in contact with these properties and chemicals, right? Actually, Kimekopak has a very thorough article about the risks of plastic bottles towards castor oil, especially focusing on the types of plastic and their leaching properties, because plastic bottles, no matter how important it is as a part of our modern life, offers convenience but also pose potential health risks due to the chemicals they may contain. Plastic bottles are typically made from various types of plastic, each with its own properties and potential for chemical leaching. Okay, so we are confirming this other question. Why castor oil and plastic? According to Iama Wellness, castor oil is composed primarily of resinolic acid, which is a unique fatty acid with a distinctive molecular structure. This structure gives castor oil its potent therapeutic properties, but it also makes the oil susceptible to certain chemical reactions and environmental factors. So resinolic acid has its benefits, it has its strengths, it has its properties that make castor oil really amazing. But it is also that component that makes castor oil very susceptible to absorbing the poison, I call it poison, in plastic. Plastic bottles, even those labeled BPA-free, can interact with the resinolic acid in castor oil. And this can cause leaching of these potentially harmful compounds, which now compromises the purity and safety of the product. In contrast, glass is an inert, non-reactive material. It doesn't contain the synthetic additives that are used in plastic, and therefore glass bottles preserve the integrity of the oil. In conclusion, storing castor oil in plastic bottles can pose potential health risks due to chemical leaching. So yes, chemical leaching is a huge factor that contributes to the dangers of using castor oil that's stored or packaged in plastic. Now, according to an article published by OAE Publish, Understanding the Leaching of Plastic Additives and Subsequent Risks to Ecosystem. Plastic contains a diverse range of additives, monomers, and oligomers. Most of these substances are not chemically bound to the plastic. I'm imagining them to be a little loose, right? Causing them to leach out and migrate into various matrices: soil, air, water, food, and even the human body, leading to harmful circumstances. You probably won't have time for me to discuss leaching and all of these details. So again, it's in the description so you can read more about it. And then, because it makes me also feel more secure about the information I'm giving you, knowing that this is backed up by scientific research. Now, there is this research by a Canadian scientist. He's now working in Germany, and his name is William Schoting. His research involved 132 brands of bottled water from 28 countries, produced in containers made from PET. About 20 brands came from Canada. In his report, William Schoting of the University of Heidelberg found that the concentration of certain chemicals increases the longer the water sits in the plastic bottle. So just imagine your oil sitting inside that plastic bottle. And the fact that castor oil is very potent and it has ricinoleic acid that absorbs these chemicals, well, that really is alarming. Really, really alarming. I'm so dramatic because I used to be on stage. Now you can access this link in my description. It's found on the National Library of Medicine. So actually, after all of this blah, 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 I can tell you, I can confirm within my conscience that one of the biggest culprits that causes plastic to be dangerous is the leaching process. The leaching process, the leaching property that's found in plastic. So if you bought castor oil from a plastic bottle, I don't want to break your bubble. I'm bringing the bad news, but it's because I don't want you to be exposed to risks like this, especially now that I know of it. I'm just glad my castor oil is in a glass ambered bottle. It's worth our skin, right? It's worth our health, especially if you're taking it for constipation. Then you want to be sure that your oil is safe, right? And remember, our skin absorbs whatever it is that we put on it. So, yeah, better not use plastic. I know it's convenient, it's functional, it's cheaper, it's... Oh my gosh, there's always a price we pay, right? When we try to discover things, invent things that make life easier to manage, then we discover the side effects. There's always a pros and cons. We just have to weigh pros, cons, right? Now, what should I do, right, to lessen the impact? Factors that can increase leaching. Number one, recycled plastic bottles. They can leach more chemicals than new bottles. Throw those bottles away. And I'm also talking to myself. Other factors that can increase leaching include keeping the bottle in a warm environment. Okay, put them in the fridge. Exposing the bottle to sunlight. Yes, we know that. Reusing the bottle. Yes. Hoarders alert. Scratching or heating the bottle. Who heats plastic bottles? Kimekopak says that oils, including castor oil, can interact with plastics, especially when exposed to heat or light. Another evidence that castor oil and plastic should not be put together. Is it really worth saving if it's a cheaper castor oil because it's stored in plastic? I personally would say it is not a risk you want to take. The thing is, time. Do we really have time to analyze what's in this plastic? What happens? Will this leach? Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to my castor oil? No, we just want to buy that oil because we just want to have good skin. I hope you're liking this episode so far. If you do, don't forget to hit the like button. Share this with someone who you know might have bought castor oil or is thinking about buying castor oil. Or maybe you're thinking about buying castor oil. So I hope you take this episode really, really seriously because I know that it has actually opened my eyes to so many other details that I was just not even thinking about, right? If you want to follow me, if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, because when I post the content on my website, it goes out as a newsletter. I don't post all the time in case you want to follow and you don't want to forget me because, you know, sometimes we have so many things we see on social media. And so I would like you to benefit from whatever articles I talk about. So go to my website, JackieD.com, and just subscribe to my newsletter. And remember, if you want my PDF, my results, the results of this research, email me at wishuponapond@gmail.com. And I'm going to send you that free PDF with all my heart. See, when we make informed choices, make good decisions, we don't only protect ourselves, our body, our skin, we also protect the environment, right? When I did my research, I had like pages and pages of information, and I'm going to provide you a very good organized presentation of this information in my PDF. But I hope that you found value in this episode, because that's my goal. My goal is not just to cheer you up. My goal is to bring you information in the most responsible manner that I can, in the most ethical manner that I can, because I take my platform very seriously. And I know that by listening to my video, you are placing your trust in me. And my channel is always open to comments, to feedback, to inquiries. They are eye-openers. They are things that allow me to do research or that allow me to actually confirm what I'm talking about. Everything is always from a positive point of view. And that's what I like about our YouTube family. So I hope that you like this episode. Don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. I also have social media platforms like Instagram at The Real D, TikTok at The Real D, and my Facebook page, Building Self-Esteem on Social Media. Because I believe that when we have self-esteem, we can do more. We are more empowered. We are more inspired. We are braver to let our voices be heard. And you know, when we are confident, we are unconsciously stepping out of our shell, right? And being our better version. So take a look at my other videos in case you haven't seen them yet, about castor oil, about empowerment, about pro-aging, about loving your age. Again, at 63, I am just so happy to have found a place where I'm able to provide value to everyone. I love you all. I hope you're enjoying the holiday so far. We have practically 2 weeks until the end of the year. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, always know that this is a time when we all gather together and express how grateful we are for the year that's about to end. Take care of yourself. Stay beautiful. You know you're worthy. You're valuable. I promise you that. Bye for now.